Hi, everyone. All right, I'm just getting situated in here. I hope you all are joining in. And yeah, welcome. Here we go. Okay. Welcome to the live web chat. We have a web talk here. This is a web talk for Young Lupians. This live post is held the third Saturday of every month. And yep, we're just about there today, 10/17. And it's actually designed for adolescents between the ages of 8 to 18 who are affected by lupus. And, here we welcome everyone. You're welcome to join in. So if you're a patient, a parent of a patient, or maybe just, a loved one, you're welcome. And thanks for watching. So welcome, everyone. Just a little introduction to myself. For myself, I'm Leslie. I'm actually one of 12 patient navigators for our chapter. And the role of a patient navigator is to help the community understand lupus. We are working with physicians and nurses to help their patients learn more about lupus, their patients and their families, to better understand lupus. We at the Lupus Foundation of America Greater Ohio chapter have a huge mission. And our mission is we are dedicated to improving the quality of life for all people affected by lupus through programs of research, education, and advocacy. So I encourage all of you to get involved. Thanks for chiming in and watching. Actually, we're hosting a live virtual fall summit on Saturday, November 14th. This is an educational program geared more towards the adult learner. So if you're interested, check that out on our website, lupusgreaterohio.org. We have some really interesting topics that I think you'll be very interested in. So check out our website. And we'll have experts from Metro Health Hospital and GSK and Us and Lupus that's going to come join us. So if you're interested in that, again, it's geared more towards the adult learner. Check out lupusgreaterohio.org. So today, each month I come up with an activity and a fun topic for us to do in our web chat for Young Lupians. And as you can see, I dressed up as a bug to have some fun this fall. And we have an activity. The activity is spooky sensory games. So I thought it would be fun to have some fun with fall season and Halloween coming up. And I wanted to see if I could get all of you to maybe do this fun activity at home with your family and friends. I really just gathered things up from around the house that I thought would be fun to play with. Our 5 senses, right? Well, we all have 5 senses, right? We have sight, we have sound, we have smell, taste, and touch. And this activity we're going to eliminate sight. What? How are you going to do that? You can blindfold yourself. Actually, I have fun bags here that I'll show you how to do it. And we're going to mainly use our senses of touch. And this is because we want to help amplify our imagination and let our imagination run wild with the things that we might be touching with our hands. So something might be cold or sticky or ooey and gooey. And so we're going to have some fun with touching some stuff, okay? Again, these are things that I just, picked up throughout the house. I really didn't go out and buy anything. I mean, I picked some stuff up at the grocery store that I thought might be fun, and I'll share those things with you. But today, with our activity, we always have a special topic we want to talk about in our web chat for Young Lupians. And in light of everything being spooky, the thought came up to mind that I quite frequently talk about with parents and our Young Lupians is, do you ever get scared? Does your imagination sometimes get the best of you and, maybe you get a little bit frightened? Yeah, does that ever happen? And, yes, if you're watching scary movies or going to a haunted house, we can get scared during those times. Some people may think that's fun. I'm a scaredy cat. I don't know, but some people might think those are fun. The extent of me dressing up like a ladybug for everyone today is the extent of my spookiness because bugs are spooky. But actually what I'm talking about is more of our general fears. I want to take the time for our web chat to explore if you ever get scared, with your medical treatments or the outcomes of your medical treatments, or maybe the treatment plans and things of that nature. And yes, you're a part of your treatment plan. You should know what's going on, and you should be able to talk to people. And I am curious, anyone watching out there, you can comment. I can try and pull those comments in, and, feel free to drop a line if you ever get scared and if you want to share those things with me. Sometimes it can be scary to go to the doctor's office. No one likes to get lab works drawn, shots or blood draws, things. So those things are kind of painful, and no one likes to do that, right? So what are things that we could do to help us with our fear? How do you get over those things? Because it's really important that we get our labs drawn. That's how we find out how our blood's doing, right? That's how we find out what's going on. So we have to sometimes get our labs drawn. No one likes to do it, I promise you that. Shots, sometimes we have to get our shots. We have to get vaccines or medications, and yeah, those things can be scary because it's painful. So, again, I want to see, what do you guys do? How do you cope with that? So many times, talking with our young lupus patients, what I've actually found out is that a lot of them are super brave. Most of them aren't scared because it's kind of what they're accustomed to. They're used to going to the doctor's office with mom and dad. And what I'm actually seeing is that sometimes mom and dad are more scared than the kids are. And that's okay. That's okay, because as parents, we have fears, and we want to protect our kids. And so that's important that we know, moms and dads get scared too. And sometimes I've heard stories of the kids are consoling their parents at their doctor visits. And it's a little funny to me because, I'm really proud of those kids that say, hey, mom, it's okay. I'm just going to get a shot. But we need to talk about those things, right? We all need to talk about them. So who do you guys talk to? Who do you talk to when you feel scared? So for our young Lupians, sometimes you talk to your parents or a caregiver, someone who's your confidant, someone that is close to you that you feel comfortable talking with. A lot of the times, people that we can identify to talk to is the person right in front of you helping you try to get better, right? So we could talk to our physicians, our doctors, our nurses, or maybe the person that is doing the procedure on you. We could talk to them. Maybe they have tips on why you shouldn't be scared. These medical professionals that we work with practice and train to work with you. And so maybe they have little tips and tricks that would best help them to help you not be scared. And I'd be curious if anyone has any suggestions out there. For me, some things that I can think of is if I ever get scared, because I hate getting my labs drawn. I don't like it. But I create a focal point. So what does that mean? I use my mind and my thoughts, and I direct it towards something else, something different than what I'm fearful of, so I can help overcome those fears. So things of a focal point could be something physical that you can touch, like maybe you can bring along your favorite toy or a picture of a favorite memory. You get to decide what your focal point can be. It could be anything. You could use your imagination. You don't even have to bring something with you. It could be simply all in your mind, what you think about, like a happy memory or someplace fun you'd like to go visit, right? Those could be focal points. You could take yourself and think about something positive and fun that you'd really rather be doing. Someone once shared with me that they made a book. They actually, stapled paper together, drew pictures, wrote a story, and this young lady wrote a story about her experience in the hospital. And it helped her not to be so scared anymore. And she realized that it wasn't so bad. And I hope maybe one day she'd come on and join me online and maybe read her book to us one day, and maybe I'll have to ask her to do that. But the important part here is she found something that would help her. So the things that I want to share with you is, if this fear continues to persist, we need to help you identify what those might be and how to overcome them. If these fears keep coming up in your thoughts, we need to identify and tell someone. You can always come to the Lupus Foundation of America, Greater Ohio chapter, and talk to us. You, mom and dad, could come pick up the phone, schedule an appointment with the office if you want to come see us in person. But we're available here to talk with you. Or maybe we need to see someone else on your medical team that can help. A mental health specialist can be a great resource for you. We can think of these mental health specialists as your coach to help you work past your fears. And so, we don't have to be afraid of the medical team, but we should try and use the medical team to our advantage to help us get over our fears and get well. They are here to help you. And so, we just need to recognize who to turn to or what to do or what we can do. So, okay, if anyone wants to comment more about their fears or anxieties or anything like that, I definitely want to hear from you. And so now it's time for our spooky fun. We talked about our topic, our spooky fun. I have so much fun stuff for you guys. Okay, so a lot of these things that I picked up are from the dollar store. Like I said to grab some bags. So these bags, I picked these out. They're a little bit small, I think, but there's 8 packs in here that were for $1. So I'll just open one up, which I thought was a good buy for my buck. And you don't have to go buy anything. These can be just things that you have at your house. So here we go. Just little bags, $8, $1 for 8 bags. And then I just had brown paper bags in my house. So we could use, you don't have to go to the store at all to use them. Okay, so what I did was I bought bags and then I collected spooky items throughout my house. So what do I have here? I don't know if you guys can see this. I have witch's heart. Oh gosh, I have intestines and guts. Blah. I have a dead bug. What? A dead bug? A real dead bug? No. Wolf teeth. Vampire fangs. Ooh. Witch's heart. Oh, excuse me. Witch's warts. Yeah. What else do I have? I have witch's fingers. This one was gross, but I have to show you guys. It's pretty funny. Dead mouse. What? I would never touch a dead mouse. Ooh, this one's creepy. Spider eggs. Oh, what do I have here that are spider eggs? And what might I have here that are eyeballs? So with my fun game, this is an activity that you could do. Gather things throughout your house. I took little index cards, note cards, and I wrote down things that I found that I think if we used our sense of touch, that our imaginations could run wild and we could try and do something spooky here. So, okay, a few things that I gathered. One, first of all, when you're doing this and you kind of have, we're using a lot of touch and you're using your bags, I just want to be mindful, if you're playing games with like your friends or your family members, it might be a good idea when you're actually doing the game, when you touch everything, that you use a little bit of hand sanitizer, or wash your hands before you do this, because we're all going to be touching it. And that way we'll try and keep these things as clean as possible, right? So, when you're playing this game with your family or friends, maybe do that. Definitely wash your hands before and after. Okay, so for my first item, spaghetti. What? Yep, I took pasta noodles, and we're going to use this as intestines or guts. Now, it feels gross. It's cold, it's sticky, it's a little wet. And then I also put like different size noodles in here. So I have regular spaghetti noodles, and then I have slippery elbow macaroni noodles. I don't know if you can see that. So when you put it in the bag, it just kind of feels like different textures, right? Like it could be interpreted as guts. But of course, it's just pasta. And so what I actually did here was I used my large brown paper bag and I put a Tupperware container. And again, I had that Tupperware container just in my house. So I put it in here because it's a little bit wet. So this is what I'll use for guts. I encourage you guys to do this. I really hope you guys do it too and have some fun. And then just items I found around the house. I'm actually gonna break this off. It was a part of a Valentine's Day decoration, but I think what I'm gonna do is just take that part out, throw that away. And it's got like a rough, but if you kind of feel it, I mean, it's a heart, right? So this is gonna be my witch's heart that I'm gonna throw in my little bag here. Witch's heart. So what can you use for witch's fingers? So in my description for this chat, I said, you know, little baby carrots. And so again, it's kind of cold. It has a funny texture to it. And when you're not looking and you kind of stick your hand in here and think, what am I touching? It kind of gives you that spooky, creepy feeling, right? Something that I thought that I just had in the kitchen was I found these ginger. I cook a lot with like ginger, like with soup broths and stuff. And it's kind of like papery and bumpy. So if it was a witch's finger, maybe you could feel little warts on here, right? Something kind of just spooky. These are dry enough that I could just throw them right into the bag. So I'll just go ahead and put this into a brown paper bag. But anyone out there doing this or having any comments, please let me know. So here we go. So we have witch's fingers. Okay, for the dead mouse, bear with me here, okay? But I actually have like a bowl of vegetables in my kitchen, and I found this pepper. It's just a pepper. It's not a dead mouse. It's just a pepper. But when I picked it up, it's, you know, it's soft. It's got this funky texture. Mind you, this is not a spicy pepper, because if it was a spicy one, you know, if you rub your eyes or whatnot, which is why it's important to wash your hands after you play this game too, just in case it is spicy. But it has the funkiest texture. I think I'm really going to freak someone out when they play with this. But this one is what I thought could be a dead mouse, because it has that kind of body structure and then a tail at the end. I bet you I'll really get someone spooked with this game. So here we go. Dead mouse. Some things for eyeballs. What I did was I took some grapes and I just peeled the skin a little bit. So if you could see that. I didn't peel them all. It was kind of, you know, not the easiest thing to do because I wanted to use the texture, still keep the roundness of the ball, of the grape rather. And because this is a little bit wet, you could probably use like a baggie, or I like these little Tupperware containers. And then that way you can use your senses and feel around in there what that might feel like. And it's cold and it's sticky and it could be kind of spooky. Some things that I found, like traditional Halloween items, were I found candy corn, right? And candy corn I was going to use as vampire fangs. And, you know, you could use a couple of those. There are some broken pieces in here, and I suppose a vampire's tooth, if you were collecting it, could break off a little bit. So I have candy corn for vampire teeth. And we're going to put that right into the bag here. Some other things. So it doesn't have to be, I find that the most fun things to touch and play with are more like food and things of that nature, because they have like spooky feelings to it. But you could use, you know, non-edible foods. Like I borrowed my daughter's black cat. Maybe it could be something soft and squishy. You could come up with your own imagination of what you might want them to think that is. Something that I found in my basement was this butterfly. So this one I thought could be dead bug. And if you use your senses here, it kind of has, you know, this soft feeling here, but then some jagged edges here. And it really does feel like a dead bug. Gross. But again, just looking to have fun, right? Some things that I have for wolf teeth. Pumpkin seeds, right? Trying to keep in line with our fall season here. I thought that we could use some pumpkin seeds as wolf teeth. So I'll go ahead and put that into my bag. Right into the bag. I wish I was with all of you guys so that I could play this game with you. So some things that, you might not always have in your house, but I did have some. I actually made myself some bubble tea this afternoon, and I have little black tapioca balls. These feel disgusting. They're sticky, they're round, they're wet, and gooey. And I thought when I saw those, I was like, you know what? I could use that and say they're spider eggs, right? Because they're round and they're sticky. I don't want to drop it because it really is sticky. And it's got a kind of firm texture. And I think if someone touched that, they would think, oh, what the heck is that? And you could spook them out and say that they're spider eggs. Okay, so I was going to cut up this banana, but it's the last banana in my house, and I figured I'm going to use that for something we'll actually eat here. But you could slice these bananas if you have extra bananas in your house, and they could be some sort of like ear or something. You could cut them into a texture, slanted, so they have a different texture. I went outside today and I found a leaf, and I was just feeling it. And this could be like witch's skin or something, just using your senses of thinking something a little bit different, right? Hey, if you're outside right now, go out and feel a leaf and see, what does it really feel like? It's kind of leathery. It has a leather feel to me. So that's why I thought it could be maybe witch's skin. The other thing that I thought maybe we could use for witch's skin was, in my pantry, I had a bag of beef jerky. So if you wanted to use maybe beef jerky or something that's goofy, I know, but it's got a weird texture. So could we use our sense of touch to kind of spook us out and freak us out? And then lastly here, I have dried raisins. I know in my description I said some dried fruit that we could use, but again, you're just looking throughout the pantry of things that you might just have. So here we go. We have witch's worts. So those are all the items that I have. And basically what you can do is you can play this game however you see fit. So what I do is I have these bags and I line them up. And anyone that wants to play my game, I give them these cards and I lay them out and I say, go ahead and touch all these bags and put the card in front of the bag that's what you think it is. So when they're seeing all these words like witch's heart and witch's warts and intestines and bugs and wolf teeth, your imagination just kind of runs wild. And so you match the card with the bag that you see in front of you. Other things that you could do is maybe come up with a spooky story and pass the bag around for everyone to touch it in a certain line in your story. That could be a fun way of having some fall fun and spooky fun. I think stories are great ways to just have fun with your friends, and you could come up with a storyline and touch all of these gross, disgusting feeling things, which really are just mundane, regular things that we have in our house. So yeah, this is a fun game that we play with our senses, and we're really using our sense of touch to amplify our imagination and to have some fun with fall. So that brings us to our activity that we did today. If you guys are out there doing this activity, let me know if you had some fun. Any kiddos out there that want to try this, just check in with mom and dad and see if, it's okay if you gather up some stuff or maybe use some of that leftover pasta from pasta night to use for some sensory games, and tell them you're just looking to have some fall fun, some spooky fun. So I do hope everyone out there is safe and well. I hope some comments come in, and if I didn't get to your comment, I'll definitely circle back and just chat with you. But, this is our web chat for Young Lupians. I had fun doing it. I hope you do too. I dressed up fun for you because it's Halloween time. The biggest thing that I wanted to connect with all of the viewers out there, or anyone who's watching this, is sometimes we all get scared, right? our topic and activity today kind of coincide. They kind of go together. We're having some spooky fun with playing with our senses. And I want to know if any patients out there ever get fearful or frightened of things that they're experiencing. And I want you to be able to identify ways to help you not be so fearful. One, you can always contact the Lupus Foundation of America, Greater Ohio chapter to talk about any fears that you might have. I'm just going to try and pop up our phone number here. You can contact the office at 1-888-NO-LUPUS. We are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5. If you get the voicemail, we always return calls back, but the office lines aren't open on the weekends. But you can always email us at info@lupusgreaterohio.org if you had a special question or concern. We definitely want to hear from you, and we want you to know that we're here for you. So if there's any questions that you might have, know that we're a valuable resource to you, that maybe we can talk to you about any fears that you have. And if we aren't able to work past those fears, maybe we're looking to the medical team to help us kind of cope with what we're going through. So the medical team, such as a mental health specialist or a social worker, that might be able to help us work past our fears. So again, I am so happy that you were able to join and hopefully watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please know you can contact us anytime at lupusgreaterohio.org is our website, or you can give us a call at 1-888-NO-LUPUS. We are here for you, and welcome. I'm happy that you came and checked out the web chat for Young Lupians here. It's our little web talk. And hopefully you enjoy, meeting with me and talking. If you have any questions, please just reach out and say hello. We're here to help. And I see someone is from our chapters just chiming in and waving hello. And so, yep. It's Saturday, it's spooky time, it's fall season. We covered our topics today of spooky sensory games. If you go out and do it, let me know. If you drop me a line and let me know your experience, maybe I can send you a fun special little prize for doing the activity with your kids, or any kiddos out there that wanted to do it with their family. I want to know about your experience. So, okay, I think that brings me to the end of our discussion. If anyone's ever needing to reach out, again, we have about 12 patient navigators throughout the state reaching out to all the patients, just checking in with you, wanting to see if you're okay. If you haven't received a phone call, then let us know. Pick up the phone and call 1-888-NO-LUPUS. We can match you with a patient navigator in your area to chat with. We want to connect you with other lupus patients, and the way that we do that is through educational programs like this web chat, the virtual Lupus Fall Summit that's coming up November 14th. Please join us for that as well. So with that said, I'll be seeing you guys. If you need anything, just reach out. I hope you have a great weekend and a wonderful day. Bye, guys.